I'm not too sure what this is, to be honest. I was called to make videos today. I've always had the thought and I've always had the idea, but I never actually went and just started recording myself. So here's that. Um, I've been overthinking a lot recently. Um, I just signed a lease for my first apartment, which yay, right? Like it should be like I am happy about it, but at the same time, like I've just been feeling more and more stressed as the day goes by. Um, even when, even after I've taken a shower, I've gone and I've done productive things, I I'll feel good for a little bit and then it'll just come back. It the it'll come back. This worry, this fear, I guess just being scared of what's gonna happen next. Cause like, sure, when I went ahead and I made the decision to go lease this apartment, at the time I was really feeling it. I was really feeling the decision, and I was like, I was thinking about all the things that could happen, good and bad, and like when I started thinking about the bad stuff, I just kept going, I don't care. I don't care. Um or I'd literally just like stop. I would tell myself to stop. Um and like it was working. But I guess now that things are really happening, I'm like really feeling the stress. And it just sucks. Like I don't really know what to do about it exactly. I can't just seem to stop. I think a ladybug just landed on my truck. A ladybug or some kind of beetle. Looks like maybe it's a weevil. Maybe. Anyway. Yep. Just stressed out. And I'm also adopting a dog. um, looking at it, and at first, I did realize, and I would tell myself, I'd be like, Zoe, that's so much. That is a lot to take on. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, but that's two big life changes back to back. And like in the moment, I really wanted it, and I made myself not think about the negatives. And like the drive and the passion was still there. Like that's that's what made me carry out the decisions, right? Was that fuel, that passion, that like I really want this for myself and I'm not going to deny it. I'm not going to deny myself the things that I want and I think I can do, you know? Um I battle a lot with being confident in my abilities just to survive and to do things right, I guess. Like but it's been a growing experience for me. Like life, of course, life is nothing but learning experiences that we go through. But I guess I've been feeling it a lot lately. um it could be, I chalk it up to a lot of things. Some people like to blame the stars and the planets and stuff, and although I'm into that, although I'm into astrology, I don't I don't let it define who I am, where I go, what decisions I make. Sometimes a little bit, like, you know, if it's Mercury retrograde, I'm definitely going to watch myself extra hard. I'm gonna watch myself extra hard, make sure I don't make any really, really big decisions, big rash decisions, and I would prefer to put them off. But if in the moment we're here and now, it just so happens to be Mercury retrograde, but like I've been given options. Actually, I don't even know. See, it's a case by case basis. You can worry about the planets and have them in mind, but you also have to approach everything on a case by case basis. Like, just because it works out one way doesn't mean that it stays that way, or it doesn't mean that there's not another way that it could happen. Basically, there's so many variations to life that if you tried to pinpoint it and you tried to put it as just one experience, like, it won't work. Yeah. So, you know the saying, nothing's set in stone? Like, oh, things are still up in the air, they can change and stuff. I think what they mean by that is like, if you take a stone, for example, and pretend you're going to carve something in this stone. You know, let's say you carved some words or something. You know, those words, that stone will forever be marked. Like, those words will forever be in that stone. And even though things change over time, let's say you put a piece of information down on that stone. Like, let's just for example be like, oh, you know, at this point in time, I don't know, what about a photograph? You know, a photograph is a millisecond in time, just like a tiny moment. And like, even though that tiny moment did happen, now that it's on that photo, now that it's become a photo, like, it'll never be anything else. It'll always be that photo. It'll always be that moment. And just like those words on that stone will always be those words on that piece of stone. Time has a way of making things obsolete. As things change, other things are replaced. You know, I grew up with VHSs, VCRs, and I saw DVDs come up, and then I saw DVDs die out and get replaced by streaming services. Technology is a really good example of how things change over time, especially now. Like, do you see how fast they come out with new models, new processors, new software? Like, it's always changing. It's nowhere near the same as what it was even a year ago. So who's to say that thing that's set in stone isn't obsolete? You know? All of that to say that I'm scared of making decisions, because once you make a decision, it's set in stone. Like, there it is. It cannot change based on what happens in the future. It's not, I want to say it's not adaptable, as in, like, you can't change the decision. It's like you go with the decision, and then based on that you got to decide if you want to keep going with the decision or if you want to do something different. But it doesn't change that once you make a decision, you start going towards it. You go through it. My thing is I tend to hang around, and like instead of make a decision, I just keep it all up in the air. Like, oh, I don't want to choose one thing and turn out that I had other options that turn out to be better, I'm scared of choosing something and then finding a better option later. So yes, very indecisive. Very indecisive. But like, I find that being indecisive also stresses me the fuck out. Oh my god. Indecision is such a block. Like, it's really good to be considerate and to be open to all different possibilities. But at the same time, if you rather stay open to the choices, if you would rather be open to the choices than actually make a decision that then changes the course of your life, then you're just holding back. You're standing still. And that adds more stress. That makes you depressed. Like, I know it made me depressed. It's not a good place to be. To be up in the air. And then you have to decide. Would you rather be stuck in the air? Or be stuck with the decision that you made? And that's where I am right now. I'm just gonna keep talking. Because the stuff is just flowing and it feels pretty natural. I'm sure I can just go through and edit it later. I could put things together and this will turn into... This could be something, I never thought about doing this, but it doesn't feel too bad too. Like, maybe if people want to listen, that's cool. I don't mind. Maybe one day I'll end up on TED Talk, just talking about personal experience and spiritual growth. Man, I could talk about so many things. I could talk about past lives. I could talk about astral projection. And talk about tarot cards. Talk about crystals and astrology signs and like how to read a chart, how to, just like a breakdown of the planets and stuff. Like, I guess I could do that. I could make informative videos. That'd be kind of cool. And just be like, hey, today I'm going to talk to you about what this planet means in astrology. Or like, I'll talk to you about aspects or something, I could do voiceovers on my aura painting videos. I just need to get a stand. To hold my phone. Or, I'm not that bad on the camera. I could probably do front face videos too, Like, I could do this for talking, or I can do this for tarot cards. And then when it comes to my actual art videos, that could be the overhead that I need. But yeah, this will go out to anyone who picks up on it, you know? I ain't never done nothing like this. Yeah, I almost want to go on Instagram Live. Just be like, hey, what's up, beautiful people? Yeah, fuck it.